Whether you prefer your Marvel stories in comic book form or on the big screen, 2022 has a lot to offer superhero fanatics. The new year will bring with it several MCU sequels, a new wave of Disney Plus shows, and a big anniversary for everyone's favourite Warcrawler. So let's take a look ahead at 2022 and break down all the big movies, shows, and comics we're likely to see over the next 12 months. 2022 marks a pretty major milestone for Marvel Comics. It's now been 60 years since Spider-Man first debuted in the pages of Amazing Fantasy number 15, so you can expect Marvel to go all out on celebrating Spidey's birthday in 2022. On the comics side, Marvel's first order of business is wrapping up the Spider-Man Beyond storyline in the pages of The Amazing Spider-Man. Beyond has seen Peter Parker's clone, Ben Reilly, take over the mantle again, and it will culminate with the debut of a brand new villain called the Goblin Queen. It's probably safe to assume Peter will be back in action by the time Beyond ends, just in time for Marvel to really shine a spotlight on the 60th anniversary. That may involve relaunching Amazing Spider-Man with a new #1 issue, but at the very least, expect a new creative team and a fresh, accessible status quo for the old webhead. Let's also not forget about Spider-Man 2099, who's celebrating his 30th anniversary and playing a big role in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. We probably won't see Tom Holland's Spider-Man anywhere near 2022, but fans can look forward to two non-MCU Spider-Man movies this year. First, Jared Leto's Morbius movie is finally hitting theatres in January, introducing this vampire anti-hero to a much wider audience. Then, in November, we get Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. The long-awaited sequel to 2018's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse will usher in a whole new wave of animated multiverse shenanigans. And given that it was just announced in November 2021, we probably shouldn't expect the animated series Spider-Man Freshman Year to debut in 2022. And ditto for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 5, which isn't slated for release until 2023. But we're hoping to get a closer look at both projects over the course of the year. Phase 4 of the MCU got a belated start in 2021 thanks to the pandemic, and there's no guarantee that we won't see the MCU release schedule continue to shuffle around in 2022. But as it stands currently, Marvel fans have 3 major MCU sequels to look forward to this year. First up is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness in May. Not only does this film mark Spider-Man director Sam Raimi's return to Marvel, but it also promises to dig even deeper into the multiverse concept. This time, Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange experiences the true horrors lurking in other dimensions. The film also picks up on the major loose ends from WandaVision, with Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch playing a key role. And we can all but guarantee a cornucopia of Marvel cameos along the way. Next up is Thor: Love and Thunder, which puts Natalie Portman's Jane Foster back in the spotlight in July. Based heavily on writer Jason Aaron's Thor comics, Love and Thunder sees Jane take up Mjolnir and introduces Christian Bale's terrifying villain, Gore the God Butcher. But don't worry, Chris Hemsworth's Thor is still a major character, and he's bringing his new friends, the Guardians of the Galaxy, along for the ride. Finally, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever wraps up the MCU film slate in November, but this sequel is one giant question mark. We don't know yet how director Ryan Coogler will move forward after the death of star Chadwick Boseman, or whether Letitia Wright's Shuri will become the new face of the franchise. With production halted due to Wright's on-set injuries, we can't even guarantee the film will make its 2022 release date. Whatever happens though, we're sure it'll be worth the wait. Marvel dramatically revamped the entire X-Men comic book line with 2019's House of X and The Power of X. That kicked off a new era for mutant kind. In 2022, Marvel is teasing the next phase of this epic storyline, something called Destiny of X. Marvel has revealed early details for Destiny of X. Expect another wave of new comics like X-Men Red, The Immortal X-Men, Knights of X, and Legion of X, along with the major status quo changes for current titles like Marauders and X-Force. This new status quo will build on the fallout of books like Inferno, X Lives of Wolverine, and X Deaths of Wolverine. And we'll have to wait and see if Marvel is teasing an even brighter future for mutant kind, or if the age of Krakoa will come crashing down. Perhaps the biggest change in 2022 is that Inferno writer Jonathan Hickman will no longer be steering the ship as Marvel's official head of X, so we'll just have to see how the franchise moves forward without him. It also remains to be seen where the X-Men will appear outside of Marvel Comics in 2022. We're still years away from any X-Men movie at Marvel Studios, but could we see some mutant characters start to appear in the MCU? Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness could offer our first glimpse of mutants in the MCU if some kind of multiverse situation opens up a world where mutants exist. And don't expect either the animated series X-Men 97 or Insomniac's Wolverine video game to release in 2022, but we are hoping to get a look at both projects over the course of the year. Even if Marvel Studios' theatrical slate continues to be affected by the pandemic, fans can look forward to another busy year on Disney+. We don't have any firm release dates for upcoming Marvel shows, but we know Miss Marvel will premiere at some point between July and September. Iman Vellani stars as Kamala Khan, certified Captain Marvel fangirl and up-and-coming hero in her own right. Fans can also expect She-Hulk, starring Tatiana Maslany as Bruce Banner's cousin Jennifer Walters, the Nick Fury-centric Secret Invasion, and Moon Knight, starring Oscar Isaac as Mark Spector, during the course of 2022, with all three either currently filming or in post-production. And at this point, Marvel's 2022 slate is probably too cramped to expect a second season of shows like Loki or The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but we should hopefully learn more about the future of these characters over the course of the year. As much as 2022 looks to be focused on Marvel's bread and butter heroes like Spider-Man or the X-Men, it also promises to be a big year for Iron Fist. Not Danny Rand, but a brand new Iron Fist. The new Iron Fist limited series launches in February. Writer Alyssa Wong and artist Michael YG are introducing the brand new version of an almost 50-year hero. The new Iron Fist replaces the depowered Danny Rand, but Marvel teases his power and origin story may not be what fans are expecting. This new hero is also of Asian descent, a move aimed at addressing the lingering criticism surrounding Danny Rand's role in the Marvel Universe. This series will only run for 5 issues, but it's safe to assume the new Iron Fist will pop up in a number of places in 2022 and beyond. Fans are already predicting this character will form the basis of MCU's Iron Fist, rather than having Finn Jones reprise his role as Danny Rand. With any luck, this new hero will resonate as strongly as other recent breakouts like Kamala Khan and Miles Morales. So what are you most excited to see from Marvel in 2022? Let us know in the comments. And for more superhero goodness, check out our look back at the comics industry in 2021.